Hello, my lovely peaches. How are you? Happy Tuesday, May 28th, 2024. It's 1:41 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope you had a happy Memorial Day or a memorable Memorial Day if you celebrate Memorial Day, which was yesterday. So the Karen Read trial is back on. It's currently at this second on a break for lunch, and there will be no more trial for the rest of the week. So I'm not sure why, but trial will resume next week, and they will be coming back after lunch. So today, Brian Higgins finished his testimony, and there wasn't that much except for the fact that he threw away his phone, and he did it on like a base. And then what else? Then the niece and the nephew testified off camera, no audio. Nobody was tweeting about it, I don't think. Maybe there'll be somebody who was in the courtroom who will testify to what the niece and nephew said later. And I personally am very glad that children get to testify. Maybe because I was a child and I had to actually be in a court setting and I had to testify to my thoughts, and that was like so powerful for me to be able to do that. So being that was my personal experience, I get really offended when I see people saying things like, keep the kids out of it, protect the kids. Like, kids have a voice and kids have things to say, and while it can be hard, it still can be unbelievably healing. And like I said in a comment, if they love Karen and they think Karen is, the bee's knees, then they can testify and help her. If, however, they have some other things to say, then they can testify. Whatever they say will be the truth, I hope, and the hope that justice what will prevail. So whatever the truth is, whether she was an amazingly wonderful person who spoiled them with attention and gifts, or as her text messages to Brian Higgins revealed, she was not such a lovely person and she actually resented the children, then maybe that's what they'll testify to. Or maybe it will be neutral. Whatever the case is, children have a right to testify, in my opinion, and trying to shield children from testifying is just not it, in my opinion. But so now the ER doctor, Justin Rice, was testifying, and he had a lot of kind of I don't know. And he did say that he didn't report that there was any injuries from the neck down. And maybe after lunch, there'll be some more medical testimony to explain how John O'Keefe's injuries came from being hit by an SUV. So I put a members only video up about Diabolical Karen Read. It's available for my Patreon members as well as YouTube members. And for now, I'm going to just leave it as for members only. And that video, I go into why I now feel that there may be a chance where Karen may be found guilty. I haven't completely tipped all the way there, but those messages from Karen Read to Brian Higgins, in my opinion, prove motive for Karen. They prove why she wouldn't want him to go into the party. They do not prove to me motive for Brian, because Brian, from what he testified to and the text messages that track what he said, he was suspicious and confused and kind of like, you're hot, but what is up? And you're not answering, and that's weird. And that to me tracks. And however, I'm still waiting for some type of evidence that she hit him with her car and that she knew she did it. Okay, so that's what we still need to find out. And let's see, it's 1:46. So this is on TikTok. I may put it on my YouTube channel, and I am trying to get my subscribers on YouTube up to 1,000, and I have launched a website, lovedreamingpeach.com, I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to keep it or not. It's kind of a test. It's a test to see, because I have my Patreon account, I've got my YouTube channel, and I'm trying to see if it's going to be like better financially overall to just have everything in one place or not. But anyway, if you're interested in supporting me, if you like my true love, true crime kind of things, I kind of have a tagline that I came up with, although I don't know, I searched it on Google, I didn't see anybody else have it, but I like to talk about the fine line between true love and true crime, because I do talk a bit about true crime, but I always like to have a focus on self-love and healing, and ultimately, like, not so much dissecting true crime just for the sake of that, but so that we can be self-reflective and introspective and learn how to heal our own wounds, because my channel is ultimately about healing from unseen wounds and unhealed trauma, and then the wounds that we see, we still have to heal, and it's a big process. And the fine line between true love and true crime is when people have serious problems and they have not dealt with their issues, and then they end up in these extremely tumultuous and fatal relationships. Now, was Karen Reed a problematic person who had a lot of unhealed wounds? Reading her text, he said, Brian Higgins said he was looking for the real deal, and her response is, it doesn't exist. She said that John was cheating on her, even though she maybe knew that he wasn't. And, it's like, is she cynical? Is she lying? Is she trying to get revenge? Was she going after Brian Higgins so she could get revenge on John for the so-called cheating? Or I feel like it was more just, she just had a bruised ego because he was saying hello to somebody pretty, and she went off the deep end thinking he cheated on her, and that just wasn't the case. When she said herself in the text messages to Brian, after saying after saying John cheated on her, and then not committing to how, what, why, but in fact getting defensive with Brian when he asked her, and then saying it doesn't matter, to which he said it does matter, she then admitted, well, it's not even the cheating that bothers me so much, it's the fact of the kids. It's the kids. I never wanted to be a parent. I never wanted kids. And now here I am stuck arguing about kids with a man when I never wanted kids. But bitch, why did you start dating a man who had kids? Because they started dating in 2020 and he got custody of those kids in 2013. So why did you start dating a man who had kids? So those are my thoughts for now. And again, all of those things do not lead to she killed him. However, I now see that she had every reason under the sun to keep John from going to that party, where I believe that Brian Higgins would have been able to say, look at these text messages from Karen that she initiated. She got my number. She's been sending me text messages. She wanted to meet me at the bar. She wanted to meet me at the car. She wanted me to come over. She kissed me in the car park. You know what I'm saying? If Brian would have shown John the text messages, maybe Karen was showing John an altered text chain where she deleted all her messages and made it look like Brian was coming after her when she was coming after him. But if you're interested in more of those thoughts, like I said, I have a video out, Diabolical Karen Reed, and all my thoughts about that. And I also have a video where I play pretty much all of the text messages that they showed, but it's on 1.75 speed and 1.5 speed, so it's really, really fast. So you could slow it down if you want to, or you can understand it on fast like me if you're from the East Coast. I can understand it on 1.75. That might be too fast for some people. But anyways, see you later. See you there. Bye. See you in the next one.